And the final thing that we want to do here is actually the loading, right? So what do we want to say exactly, or how do we want to update the state when we load the blockchain data? Well, after we've loaded all these contracts, we want to switch our loading because it means that everything has been loaded. We loaded this, we loaded that contract, we loaded all three of our contracts, our staking balance. So what should the status of our loading change to? Well, it's true right now, and therefore it's no longer loading, so it should be false, right? And how do we do that? Well, we can just change the state. So we can say this dot state, and loading, we can switch to false. Actually, sorry, it should be, we're setting the state, right? We're not, it's not grabbing the state, we're setting the state. So this dot set state, loading to false. All right, so let's check to see that there's no error here. Let's refresh. Looks like everything's working. And let's actually just check the loading. So what we can do is we can go down into our render and we can just go anywhere. Like we can go in our H1 over here and let's bring in some JavaScript, and we can do this by saying this dot state dot loading. Okay, and we can actually console.log it. So why don't we do console.log this dot state dot loading. Let's refresh. Okay, and let's see what happened here. So if you scroll up, we're going to see that we have all these trues, and then we have a false. So what exactly happened? It was true, 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 then false. So why did that happen? Did it happen? Why did it happen? Does it mean that it's broken and it's crazy? No, actually what happened was that when I refresh, we're actually seeing JavaScript loading everything that we want, all the data in the order we want it to be loading. So what that means is that all of these things in action were loading first. First the Tether contract, the reward contract, the central bank contract, and then the loading. And that's why we set it to false. If we were to set this to true and we were to reload, it would go true, 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 true. It would always be true, right? Okay, so just hopefully that just helps to illustrate for you how loading mechanism is actually working and how we can see things rendering on the page one thing at a time. If that doesn't make any sense, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It does take a little bit of time to wrap your head around that when it comes to working with mounting, when it comes to working with loading data. It takes a little bit of time, but you will get the hang of it. Okay, so let's just stop there for now. We've successfully loaded in all of our contracts and the loading value. This is excellent work up to this point. In the next videos, what we're going to do is just finish up the project here. So what that really means is we are going to bring in the rest of the functionality and get these contracts to load up so we can see what the balances are and we can make these deposits and these withdrawals and then make it look a little bit and then pretty it up a little bit when we're done. Okay, so great job. I'll see you. Great job. Great job. Yes, this code over here could be a little bit daunting. Don't worry. Take it slow. Take your time. Go through it. I promise it'll all make sense in time. All right. All right. See you in the next video.